Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel today. This is just a very quick video just to let everyone know about a tyre bug that is on the daily race C today. So we're going to have a little look at the settings for the race. You can see there, racing hard should be the tyres that you can select. It doesn't mention any other tyres. Now this is just a very rare bug that only happens with a certain few combinations and very rarely comes about, but it is definitely, I think it's an issue with the way they're inputting the settings for the race. I think they're not restricting something properly, and a lot of people have picked up on it. I noticed it straight away by looking at the leaderboard and seeing some very unusual names there. This is something that only happens very rarely though, so don't start thinking this is something very common. It's not. If you're always 2 to 3 seconds behind, this isn't because of a bug. This is just because you're probably 2 to 3 seconds behind. This is just a very rare occurrence. I think it's only happened 3 times now in 6 months. I've noticed it 3 or 4 times, but I wanted to let everyone know and how you can create get the right tyre on to make sure it's equal for yourself. So this is how I noticed it. Went onto the replay, noticed one of the people using the on the top leaderboard had racing medium tyres, as you can see there on the bottom left hand side, RM racing medium tyres. Now this guy was a B-rated driver, I think it was, and I went to him straight away because it's going to show obvious things straight away, apart from the fact that obviously he had counter steer system, but that's not relevant. It's the racing medium tyres that is causing the issue on the hot lap time trial leaderboard that determines where you're starting on the grid. So it's very important this, when I seen this I was thinking, oh please don't say you can't select it, it's just something that randomly selects, but it's not. You can actually do this very easily and very simple way to get that tyre on your car. It's not complicated, it's just a simple change and it will make it fair for everyone. I wanted to get this video out so that everyone's racing the same tyre that obviously subscribes to my channel, and it's a really easy thing. So all you need to do is go into either driving options or settings. I'll show you the driving options now, and normally what you'll notice is when you go into the tyre section you can't go onto the medium, but for this race for some reason it's letting you put the medium tyre on, which is really strange, as you can see there, and I don't know why it's doing it, but you can do it either way. This way you can see everything else is restricted like it should be, but again you can put the racing medium tyres on through this way of doing it. Really strange bug. I don't know whether it's because they're not restricting it properly. You can see no, everything else is restricted. You can't alter anything else. It's just that they've allowed the racing medium tyre when they shouldn't have done. I don't actually mind this bug if it was meant to be, because I think it'd be quite enjoyable to have multiple strategies, but what they need to do is alter the tyre wear, fuel wear and the race distance to make it a strategy that both were equalish, but you can do different ways of doing it and stuff. As you can see there, I'm just going to show you now the difference that this will make. This was after 15 minutes of just jumping in straight on and putting a lap together because I wanted to get this video out. So normally on this lap I'm normally hitting 1 minute 48.0 to 2. I think now that I've changed my view, a lot of people will notice that subscribe to my channel. I have changed my view and there's very good reasons for that, and I'm going to explain it in a video later when I do my FIA race. After that FIA race I could see something that was happening on my car that wasn't happening on other cars, and it's really weird, and since I've changed the view to this it doesn't happen to me even now, and the handling is different. It's so strange that I get more front end grip now through using this view, and it's so much more consistent anyway because I've got more visibility, and also the rear view mirror. If anyone driving the Mercedes AMG, go in the cockpit and look back and you'll see, all you see when you look back is big metal bar. You can't see backwards, so it's impossible to drive, and I've picked that from the manufacturer, and it makes sense for me to start using this view, and I'm also gone faster straight away by using this view, and it makes more sense. As you can see there, this lap, not particularly great lap at the moment. I just wanted to get a lap done to show you. You can see I did my first lap at 47.7, which is half a second quicker than the racing hard tyres. Then I got down to a 47.5, and then after 15 minutes I think it was, this is the lap I did. Obviously I think it was I probably was actually only on track for 10 minutes because 5 minutes was obviously when I turned my PlayStation on and started. I think I noticed it was 15 minutes because that was a recording length. Obviously as soon as you start the game up and you go through a few things. So going through the line, you see not taking that last chicane particularly great, coming through to the finishing line, and you can see already this is going to be so much faster than the time, 47.1, and there's a lot more. I think I'll be able to get that down by another half a second to 6/10 when I push it a little bit harder, because I want to try and see what this car is like now that I use this view. I think I'm going to be a lot more consistent in the race, but I just wanted to get this video out just to show you why you need to be putting that medium tyre on, because it's worth about a second and a half, maybe just under a second and a half, depending on your lap and how well you get it out. It's mainly the braking distances, the apex speed. It's just that everything's that little bit, you know, you're able to brake that little bit later, you're able to get on the powder that little bit earlier, which then gives you more top speed at the end of the race, and then you're braking later and you're carrying more speed through the corners as well. So I think that a lot of people won't even realise this, because you shouldn't have to think of doing this. This isn't something that you do on every race. Normally you're restricted to the tyre. And I think if this was deliberate, they would have let you know that it was, you know, an option. They would have had racing hard and racing medium. This is an error in the game, and just wanted to let everyone know that it's not something you can't do. It's you can create this new. You can just go on, change your settings, and then it's equal. So make sure everyone does this. Pass this to everyone who, you know, needs to know. I think it's only fair that everyone's driving with the same, you know, settings on the car. It's not fair that some people would be using mediums and other hard. So I wanted to get this video out to let everyone know. Thanks again for watching. I will be back with the FIA race later today, which is going to give you some more information on why I'm changing my view. It's going to be 2 races I decided to do. Obviously I did the European race, and then after I did a change, which is obviously the view, and did the American race, with obviously not racing the best drivers because my rating isn't that high on my American count, but it's going to show such a massive difference in the way you can drive and the consistency that I think you'll understand why I've changed the view. You know, I know it's not probably as amazing to look at, but I think it's not really going to make a difference, because on the replay footage I can always use cockpit camera for angles anyway by just recording from the cockpit, so I don't think it's going to make a massive difference to the race footage. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you spread it around and let everyone know. We've got quite a few hours left of this race, so make sure you put them medium tyres on and get as high up the grid as possible. Thanks again for watching, everyone.